is coming up. In planning this rally today with Dale Reed and Nama Zucker, my new friends, can we give them a round of applause? Like, we would not be here without all their hard work. I learned about the incredible community advocating to keep the subway on Yonge. We have now traveled all the way up north, just south of the 407. If you're making a mental map, we started on the east side. You can see that this issue that we're talking about spreads all across this great city. So here we are, we're up on Yonge Street near the 407. And anyway, I lost track. Dale and Nama spoke very highly of this next speaker, who I only just met now. He will be speaking on behalf of the Stop Subway Option 3 group, as well as reading a letter from Thornhill MP Melissa Lantsman. I'm honored to introduce Markham City Councillor Keith Irish.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being here. And Rebecca, just so that you know, you lost your way there a little bit when you were describing the subway, but I can tell you there's something happening in Thornhill today that's not happening here, and that is the sun is shining in Thornhill. It's always shining in Thornhill, on most days anyway. I have the enviable or unenviable task of being your last formal speaker here today, and I'm keeping you from the rest of your day, but I do want to begin by thanking all of you from across the GTA for organizing yourselves, coming together in support, and absolutely the enormous turnout from Thornhill all the way downtown to the Big Smoke to be here and to send a message to Doug Ford, Minister Mulrooney, and their government. So thank you very much. As Rebecca mentioned, I am going to read a brief note from our newly elected Member of Parliament for Thornhill, and that is Melissa Lantsman, and then I'll close out with a few words of my own. I'm sorry I can't be with you today, but I'm grateful to finally be in Ottawa fighting for Thornhill residents affected by the Option 3 alignment. I will push the federal government to ensure that funding directed for the Yonge Subway Extension ensures that the new line stays on Yonge Street. Federal funding is crucial for any transit project. I pledge to make the case that federal funds are conditional on ensuring transit projects pass through high-density areas. I continue to urge Metrolinx to abandon this ill-thought-out, quote, cost-saving option that would negatively impact Thornhill's historic village and immediately revert to the original plan with stops along Yonge Street. That is my promise, and you have my full support. You've had it since day one. Melissa Lantsman. So we're very grateful for Melissa's support, and I just want to say that, like all of you, residents of Thornhill want a subway. Many of us have been waiting decades for a subway and the promise of a subway. I didn't have gray hair before I took up this cause, and I was quite small. But in any event, we've been waiting 30 to 40 years for a subway for our community. What we don't want is one that travels through a mature and well-established community under homes, under schools, under churches, and under parks in order to accomplish that. What we want instead is we want one that maximizes ridership, that reduces the most vehicles from our roads, and by doing that, reduces the most in greenhouse gases. Metrolinx has that option. It's called Option 1. And they number these options for a reason. At least that's what I was taught in school. That's the first option. That's the best option. That is the only option for Thornhill. So I just say, again, thank you to everybody who's come out today. Your cause is our cause. As I said to the Thornhill residents, I borrow from a very famous speech. The cause continues, or the work Let me get it right. The cause continues, the work endures, and the dream for all of us of subways to serve our communities in the best way for everyone and the natural environment shall never, never die.